Hi, my name is Jason Carter, and I would like to share a little bit about my experience traveling to Vietnam and the Village School Foundation. Now, I've got a friend named Dunn, and Dunn and I have known each other for many years. In fact, we go back so far that we actually had a rock band together when I was a young kid. So, a couple years ago, Dunn called me and said, "Hey, Jason, I've got an idea to shoot a documentary about Vietnamese culture in America, which would also lead us to the possibility of shooting in Vietnam." I really liked the idea after I pondered it for a while. My preconceptions of Vietnam were based on little knowledge and fact, mostly what I learned in school about the Vietnam War. It wasn't long after that Dunn said, "Pack your bags, we're going to Vietnam." Little did I know that what I was about to experience in Vietnam would change my life. I've compiled a short video which shows some of the people, scenery, and experiences I had in Vietnam, most of which were amazing, but some were hard to understand. Dunn and I decided to travel with a couple companions, Luke Jans and Caitlin DeVoy, both of which had already been involved with Dunn's Village School Foundation charity. I will never forget the moment we got off the plane and entered the airport in Saigon. I felt like a movie star walking on the red carpet. There were hundreds of people smiling, taking pictures, and just staring. It was interesting. It was the biggest culture shock I had ever experienced among all my travels. We experienced so much beauty in the Vietnamese culture and people. It's too hard to get into detail in only a 10-minute video. From the chaotic streets of Saigon to the beautiful mountain regions of Dalat, the Mekong Delta, the picturesque countrysides with small quaint villages, and the friendly coastal fishing village of Phan Thiet. Now, every time I come back from traveling to another country, I typically have the same story, and the story is, the people were so nice. But on this particular trip, the people were the most gracious and friendly I have ever met. Now, considering that Dunn and I are both musicians, we're kinda night owls. So most every night, we would just take the camera, hop on some motorbikes, and go shoot footage. The first night shooting in Phan Thiet, Dunn and I came across a group of young kids. And these young kids were the catalysts in making me realize that I was in Vietnam for a more important reason than just shooting a movie. Now I'm going to show you a clip of the street kids we met the first night in Phan Thiet. There were many more nights like this, and I've got hours and hours of footage. But these kids will give you an idea of what it's like in Vietnam for many, many children.
Yeah, this kid's 8 years old, the smaller one right next to me, and she's more like 7. She looks like she's about 5. This other girl here is 11, which in Vietnamese, which she's about 10. They've been out on the street. They've just been down on the street selling tickets all night long. That's crazy. Like every day they have about 100 of those tickets to sell. These are like government lottery tickets. Đâu đi trong đêm tới mấy giờ?
Dạ 2 giờ mới về.
2 giờ sáng? She works till 2 in the morning.
Doing what?
Sell lottery tickets till 2 in the morning. Nếu cho bán hết mấy cái này, cháu vẫn còn mấy cái kẹt nữa.
Dạ bán hết cái này giờ ngủ sư hả? Giờ làm bài. Giờ làm bài vòng hả? Có khi á, bữa nào mà học trưa á, thì đến đó 2 giờ rưỡi, còn bữa nào mà học sáng á, đến tối 12 giờ, bữa nào mà hết sớm thì về ngủ sớm.
When she sells all these, she works at 2 o'clock in the morning, and then she has to go to school at 6. but she doesn't really go home and just go to sleep. This kid got a horrible cough on her. She's she says as soon as she goes home at 2 o'clock in the morning, she needs to làm bài, which means do homework. 2 in the morning. Cái ước mong của cháu là gì? Nếu cháu có một ước mong, nó có là gì?
Con muốn
If you have one wish, what would it be?
muốn giàu, muốn về, muốn về, muốn giàu, muốn áo cưới. Đó.
Đừng có nói là giúp gia đình có tiền. Cái ước mong chỉ cho cháu coi.
Cháu thì con thích học giỏi thôi à.
She want to continue study.
Con mà có ước mộng không ước liền.
She wants to. That's her wish, was just to be able to
Con có ước
continue
mộng, con
study.
ước
What's her wish and her wish?
Huh?
con có ước mộng, con muốn ước mộng con biết học tiếng Anh thôi à.
The middle one says, if I really have one wish for myself, I just want to go to school.
Kia con nghe rồi.
Yeah, that's what she said. Just want to go to school. I don't like doing this. Ước mong của cháu là gì?
Con giữ không? Con
Ước mong gì
giờ
cũng được.
tao pháo. Ước mơ cái hả nó cho liền à. Cho điệp gái nó cho điệp gái, muốn gì nó cho nấy chim dơi. Trên trời á. Sao chổi bà? Sao chổi á, nó cho.
Yeah.
Chim to á.
She says if you ever see a falling stars, you make a wish and it will come
5
true.
con nha, mày muốn cái gì hả? Cho mày cái nấy luôn.
She said whatever it is I want, whenever I see a falling star, I wish.
Đẹp nó cũng có, cho mày giỏi nó cũng có gì.
She said if you ever want clothes, you can wish on a falling stars and you'll get it.
Phụ dương của nó. Tao chết đi sợ. Nãy giờ nó nói.
Cháu có cái ước mong gì cháu muốn là gì?
Muốn mẹ sống, ông nội sống à. Mày được vui à. Đúng á. Chứ sao?
I asked if she had one wish, what would it be? And she said, I want my mom to live again. So it's playing in the street, and a car went by and hit her, and they didn't have any money, anything, so her legs got cut off. She's about 13, 14 years old. She's just been going around selling. Yeah, these people just sleep in here for now. But they just sleeping on the street right now. These people fixing up the stores, and as soon as they get the store fixed up, which is in a day or two, they're gonna send these people away, and they have to go somewhere else to find a place to live. So he's saying that if we want to help anybody, we should help this kid. But yeah, this girl's been selling all day long. That's why she's really tired. Each day, if she sells 40 to 50 of those lottery tickets, she makes about 50 cents a day. And they just don't have any money, and she looks for, her mom goes around and look for bottles and everything, whatever that she can from the garbage, and just recycles, and they barely make anything. Living off the street, no houses, no home, no nothing. So this kid is like so exhausted right now from just selling this stuff all day. They say that she got a little piece of platform or something. She just pushes herself around, and no wheelchairs, no nothing.
We were in Vietnam to preliminarily start shooting our documentary, or at least prepare for shooting when we go back. But Dunn was also there for his village school foundation, which I didn't really know much about until the trip. It was truly amazing to see how all these kids were touched and their lives were changed by the village school foundation and what Dunn and other supporters back home have provided. I guess the point I'm trying to make is I originally went to Vietnam to help shoot a documentary, or start the process of shooting a documentary. But while I was there, I realized that what's needed there is much more important. There are many kids that need a lot of help. People ask me when I come back, why Vietnam? We have so many children in America that need help. Well, the answer is very simple. If you pose the question to a child in Vietnam, if you could wish for one thing, what would it be? Most every answer you'll get is that they would just like the opportunity to go to school. Now, please don't take this the wrong way, but I pose the same question to children in America, and the answer is usually a new motorbike, or a PlayStation, or a game. Now granted, I like motorbikes and PlayStations and games, too. After all, I'm a tech junkie and I love gadgets, but that's another story. Anyway, my point. The kids in Vietnam want something as simple as an education and a different way of life. The fact is, it only takes about $30 a year to put a child through school in Vietnam. $30 doesn't go very far in the United States. Like all developing nations, within its beauty, Vietnam has its own share of problems. So, if you feel you can help in any way, your support is greatly appreciated. Now, Dunn and I plan on getting our documentary finished someday, but until then, we'll keep shooting and documenting and helping the kids. So again, why Vietnam? Why not Vietnam? After traveling, you realize the world really is a small place. And believe me, whatever you can do, even if it's little, will make a big difference. Oh, and if you don't realize it already, the Village School Foundation has a website, and that address is www.vsfoundation.com. Thanks a lot for watching. Someday, I'd like to take my rock band over to Vietnam and tour, because they could use some help in the music department also. But then again, that's another story.